You're going to live on less than you make. And then you're going to save some money. You know how rich people get rich? They save money. What?
What are the most crucial choices I can make financially now to secure a comfortable future for myself?
You are always to live below your means.
Must save your money and live below your means.
Frugal people who don't need to be frugal, for me, is like one of the most unattractive things on earth.
I agree.
Because I believe it's a mental illness, like a genuine mental illness. The thing is, like, my mom had to be.
So every entrepreneur and influencer likes to say the exact same thing. Live below your means, spend less than what you make. There's a hidden problem with that philosophy that all of them tend to go through over time that I want to expose in this video, and why I don't subscribe to that mindset, and why it actually makes me more money as a result personally. So in New York City, I'm at a business conference, and this is an event for Amazon sellers and e-commerce sellers called Sellers United. And we go to a dinner. This is a very fancy restaurant in New York. Each of our bills was about $200+, not including the tip. Just to give you an idea of the type of place that we're in, right? In the middle of the dinner, this intoxicated Amazon seller, I like the guy actually, I do like the guy, is yelling at me across the table. And it's because of a watch. He's mad at this. It wasn't this watch, but it was a Tiffany blue 41mm Rolex. He's like, how much did that cost you? I'm like, $22,300. Good price, by the way. That's up to 28 now. He responds, sell that. Put that back into business. And for a while, a lot of those guys were like, sell your car, sell everything, put it in the business. And I'm sitting looking back at him like he's yelling. He's literally like yelling, full volume in a fancy restaurant. Like you don't use this type of demeanor in these types of places, is what I'm trying to say, right? One, I'm kind of shocked that this is happening, and I'm looking at everyone at the table and they're just like shaking their head like at him. But then second, I ask him a follow-up question because he makes a lot of money, and I want just to know, what are you gonna do with all of this money once you stack it all up? What's your plan? And every single person who behaves like this and subscribes to this mindset has the exact same answer every single time. I don't know, I'll deal with it when I get there. Do you know what that means? Because it's a cop-out. That right there means I don't really have a plan. I don't have a plan. I'm just going to stack it so I have unlimited security forever. Now, I'm not saying the security aspect isn't what you need, but here's the problem. It starts affecting their life negatively in many other ways that it shouldn't. One thing I have that they don't have, despite the fact that these people at this table were all bigger sellers than me, and I like a lot of them. Don't get that twisted. I like a lot of them. We just have a disagreement here. One thing I have that they don't is a ton of memories. Not that they don't have a decent amount of memories, but I have memories specifically from my 20s. I have memories from when I was 21. Well, I'm in my 20s, but from when I was 21, 20, 22, and 23 now. I'm glad that I flew to Italy and went to Capri and the Amalfi Coast and did all of that. I'm happy I did that. Was that high in terms of percentage to income? Would a financial advisor tell me to spend that much on a trip? No. But I'm happy I did it. You know, the things that bring you happiness is not money. It's memories and experiences. And that's what a lot of my money went towards, and still does. And I'm going to keep doing it. I love traveling and I love enjoying life for what it is. Our time is very limited on this planet. And as you get older, you begin to realize that. But not only experience related, there's more. These same people, and one of them happens to be one of my closest friends. In the group chat today, he says specifically, hey, does anyone have a used MacBook? I'm trying to buy one. And then he's like, I'm being super cheap. I know. And here we're going to transition into the problem with this philosophy, right? The problem with this philosophy is that you ingrain it so deep into your subconscious that it takes you down a road in a rabbit hole that you cannot get out of, even if you try. I know this because of the sneaker business. So I was a sneaker reseller. For those who didn't know, you can look at my older videos if you're interested. From the age of about 12 years old to the age of about 18 years old. That was pretty much my childhood. I was known as Clee Sneak in high school, and I was this YouTuber. I watched people who had this mindset that were older than me because we were all doing business. Like the little kids, even though this sounds a little weird, were when we were at events, we were hanging around the older people because we were just doing business. That's just kind of how it worked. Like we were always in these sort of circles. And I watched the people who behaved that way in this sort of like miser, hog, sort of hoard the money mindset, don't spend a dime. And I watched them grow up to when I was 18. And the truth is they behave the same way now. And they have a lot more money now. They're able to spend the money. They have enough security, but they won't. And that's the overall lesson I want to give you in this video, that a lot of people refuse to acknowledge. They get to a point where they can't even spend it. And my friend is a great example of that. The fact that he won't even buy a MacBook, this is an income generating asset, a MacBook. My personal advice, I say, you need to max that thing out. You need to max it out because this is a income generating asset. Now it's a depreciating one, unfortunately. It doesn't hold its value for what it is, but it gets your job done faster. It speeds things up. I can do multiple things on my machine. I can run AI to... Currently, I built AI agents and coded them to do a lot of my outreach work, my admin work, and a bunch of other things that I can run because I have enough RAM, unified memory, on my MacBook. A lot of people won't even do this. He's trying to get an old one. And a laptop, he doesn't even have a laptop. He needs a laptop, by the way. This will generate him a lot of money. And the point is, like, they get to a point where they will not even buy necessary things. And it's called a miser mindset. It's the inability to spend money so much that it actually hurts your well-being rather than helps it. Too much of anything is bad. And the problem is they take it so far every single time. These specific people, and it's a lot of them, you probably know some of them if you're in the business space, I guarantee it, that they won't even let loose. And it always warms my heart when I see someone who's a lot more successful than me finally just let loose. Because I know, yeah, they're not fucked. But a lot of them are. More of them than not. It's very few of them that actually get out of that trap. Because I personally think it's a trap. You're setting yourself up for life to behave this way. And that's the main issue. And that's the biggest issue. You have to let loose. I'm glad I went to the bar those Fridays and Saturdays freshman year of college. And I'm glad I bought drinks and I'm glad I kept going out and spending money. But because I got to work the next day and I made it all back and I did it again. I made a lot more than that back, but you get the point. I have those experiences. There's so many stories I can tell you about like those nights going out that were crazy, yacht parties, traveling, fun nights in Miami, right? Like Los Angeles, like, and this is just places in the US that, like, I'm just thinking of experiences, like I'm just freeballing here, but it's like, you get the point. Experiences are what make you happy. And you gotta just learn to let loose. And you don't want to subscribe to this mindset to where it gets to a point where it hurts you, because that's where these people are at and that's where they're going to be for the rest of their lives. They are not who you want to be, because we all know that money doesn't make you happy. And another thing that we know is that taking it to your grave is not going to make you happy either. You get the money to use it. It's a resource. You don't just stack resources to hoard them. You stack resources to utilize them and use them. And you should be living the best quality of life you can be within your means. Don't go above and beyond, but within your means, and not this like ridiculous reinvest every single penny sort of just mentality. Like, you guys know the type of people I'm talking about, and nobody wants to address it, but I happily will. There's a point in time you'll get too old to do that cliff jumping you wanted to do. You'll get too old to do some of the stuff that you wanted to do while you were young, and you'll wonder why. And, you know, Iman Gadzhi is one of those big YouTubers, and he said, like, I wish I let loose a little more in my 20s because I'll never get that back. Like, his early 20s is what he was referring to. And obviously, he's very successful, but those years are lost forever. And that is some advice I took to heart, because I didn't want to have that regret on my deathbed, and I don't want you to either. Anyways, yeah, I think those are my thoughts regarding this. I think that's probably the best way to put it. If you're looking to build a business and you're kind of in the beginning or you haven't even started yet, feel free to schedule a call down below with me. I run a mentorship program where I teach people Amazon FBA how to break free from their 9-to-5 if they actually treat it like a full-time job. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme by any means. It's one-on-one mentorship with me. And we have a very high success rate. The people I teach are actually getting to the point where they're doing as much as me. So I'm happy for that. And a lot of these people who sell courses cannot say the same. Courses, but it's a mentorship. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something, took something away. If you disagree, leave it in the comments. If you agree, leave it in the comments. I appreciate everything. And please like and subscribe down below. That's pretty much all I got for you guys today. And I'll see you guys in the next video.